Welcome to my home away from home. It's really just in the field behind my house. My name is Billy Hicks, and I'll be doing one of the keynotes on Thursday afternoon, and I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about me and also tell you a little bit about what I'm going to talk about as well. When I was growing up in rural Tennessee on a little farm, I wanted to do two things. One was that I really wanted to look in a telescope. Two, I wanted to visit a planetarium. And I hate to tell you, I was actually in college before I had the chance to ever take my first look or to look up at a dome and see the stars, even in the middle of the day. Higher education made a tremendous difference in my life. I've had a wonderful life because of it. I taught computer science and higher education. I worked for NASA. I actually came back and finished my career teaching future science teachers. Today I'm retired, but I manage a STEM outreach foundation that this past year I worked with over 13,000 young people. And in the past 5 years, I have visited rural schools with my portable planetarium, and I've visited I've had entertained more than 53,000 students. I love to speak to math educators because of all the subjects, your subject rocks. You know, I'm here in my home away from home, and if a UFO landed right next door in the next 5 minutes, I'd have two things going for me. One is I'd be able to film it. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. But the other item is that, unlike Star Trek, they won't be speaking English, but I won't be lost. I'll carry my pad of paper out with them, and as I visit with them, we'll have one language in common, and that is the language of mathematics. Think about that. You teach the language that is universal through the cosmos. I hope that you'll come and listen to what I have to say, but let me give you a heads up. If you're looking for someone to talk to you about the problems that you face, the challenges, the weakness of students, state, national issues, maybe you'll want to stay away unless there's a door prize. I approach teaching and I approach my work and even my keynote from the recruitment of sailors about 400 years ago. When companies were trying to convince sailors to hop on a boat and take the journey across the Atlantic, they didn't tell them about how many people that didn't make it. They didn't tell them about the sickness that they may face. They didn't tell them about the hardships, but they spoke to them about grandeur. They talked about the wonderment that they may encounter on this journey. And so I want to give you a few things to be able to take back to your classroom. And at the start of the semester, when you're building your crew, you'll have a few things to be able to inspire them to maybe aim a little higher. So, when we start talking about stories, I am going to share with you a time when men were so proud of their math skills that if you were challenged, as in, are you a better mathematician than me? We might settle that with swords. I will talk about an event just like that really happened. Would you believe that we have used the language of mathematics to send a hello note to the cosmos? Someday somebody will find it. There's nothing in English written on it, But the language of mathematics will tell those creatures who sent it and where it was sent from. Do you know that one of the most popular rock anthems ever is full of prime numbers? If you listen to it, you may have just enjoyed the noise that was happening around you, but it wouldn't have even been possible if the recording engineers did not know prime numbers. And I hope that I have time to be able to tell you a little bit about a gentleman who landed the Mars rover and a young lady who was considering a career in teaching mathematics, but she ended up driving a car on Mars. So I hope that you will join my work in my session, and I'm going to do my very best to convince you that math really rocks. Thank you for listening.